Welcome back to Dreamy Train Tales. Thank you for joining me tonight. Now let's settle down and begin our journey together. If this brings you peace, please like and subscribe so we can explore more historic railways together, but only if it truly helps you unwind. And if you'd like, please share in the comments where you're listening from and what time of day it is for you right now. Tonight, you find yourself at the Great Howrah station in Calcutta in the year 1898, just after the season of monsoon rains has passed. The vast iron roof arches overhead, dripping faintly from the last showers, while lantern light reflects across wet stone floors. The scent of damp earth mixes with coal smoke drifting from the waiting locomotive, a powerful engine painted in deep black, its brass fixtures glinting warmly. Vendors call softly, their trays laden with tea, sweet jellies and roasted nuts, their voices carrying through the echoing hall like gentle notes of song. Before we begin this journey together, take a moment to settle in wherever you are. Allow your shoulders to soften and feel the last remnants of the day fall gently away. Draw in a long, steady breath and release it slowly, letting the air carry out any tension you still hold. Again, breathe in deeply, filling your chest, and as you exhale, feel your body sink a little further into calm. Let the gentle rhythm of this historic railway carry you toward rest. The station hums with life, yet it feels dreamlike in the misty night. Porters in red turbans move quickly between carriages, balancing trunks on their shoulders, their sandals slapping lightly against the damp stones. Families gather in clusters, women adjusting bright saris against the lingering breeze, men discussing the harvest and the renewed promise of travel after the long rains. A child tugs at his mother's hand, pointing with delight at the massive iron wheels waiting at the platform. You step slowly across the glistening floorboards of the platform, each footfall soft against the wood darkened by rain. Steam hisses from the engine, curling upward into the lantern glow, carrying with it the faint metallic tang of wet steel. The conductor, his uniform crisp even in the damp, lifts a brass whistle to his lips and checks the heavy silver watch in his hand. The train's breath grows louder, deeper, like a living creature preparing to carry you across the drenched Bengal plains. A porter opens the polished wooden door of your carriage and gestures politely inside. You grasp the cool brass handle, step over the threshold, and enter the warmth of the interior. The Pullman-style compartment glows with kerosene lamps, their soft yellow light reflecting in the lacquered wood. Cushioned seats of patterned fabric wait for you, still faintly scented with the polish of the attendants' careful work. The air is hushed, yet alive with subtle sounds, a cough from one corner, the rustle of cloth as travelers settle, the clink of china cups in the steward's tray. You find your seat beside a tall window, its glass streaked faintly from the showers, the view beyond blurred but full of promise. The velvet cushion welcomes your weight as you sink into it, feeling your back supported, your legs loosening, your shoulders beginning to rest. Through the window, steam and rain mix in a silver haze, beyond which you see the blurred outline of palm trees swaying gently in the night breeze. The whistle sounds, low and resonant, echoing through the high roof of Howrah station. The car beneath you trembles once, then steadies as the wheels begin to roll. Slowly, the platform glides past your window, the porters, the lanterns, the waiting faces, and the city begins to recede. The motion grows stronger, the rhythm more certain, and you lean gently with the sway, carried forward into the lush, rain-washed plains of Bengal. The train gathers speed as it leaves the vast shadow of Howrah station, slipping into the damp night where the streets of Calcutta glisten faintly from the retreating rains. You watch through your window as the last scattered lamps of the city fade, their golden reflections trembling across puddled roads. Soon the houses thin, and the fields open wide, rich and dark, glistening from the endless weeks of monsoon downpour. The motion of the carriage steadies into rhythm, the wheels striking out a song that repeats without hurry, without end. Click and sway, click and sway, each sound blending with the hush of steam and the faint creak of wood. You lean back, shoulders softening, and let the movement carry your body as naturally as breath. Beyond the glass, the Bengal countryside stretches lush and alive. Rice paddies spread like mirrors under the moonlight, their shallow waters reflecting stars scattered across the sky. In some fields, farmers move slowly, lanterns tied to long poles, tending to waterlogged soil even at night, their silhouettes bending and rising in quiet persistence. Thin palm trees sway gently, their crowns dripping from the earlier storm, while the scent of damp earth drifts in each time a breeze sneaks through the seams of the carriage. Inside, the atmosphere is hushed but alive with presence. A steward moves softly along the aisle, brass buttons catching the lamplight, offering tea in small porcelain cups. The fragrant steam curls upward, blending with the sweet scent of cardamom. Across the way, a scholar in spectacles adjusts his notes by lamplight, careful not to disturb his drowsing companion. A pair of sisters sit close together, their bright shawls drawn up against the draught, whispering stories too low for you to catch. The entire carriage feels wrapped in its own cocoon of gentle sounds, warmed by companionship and softened by the rhythm of travel. The train glides across flatlands still wet from the storms. Water collects in shallow ponds where white egrets stand, their feathers glowing faintly against the dark fields. From time to time, frogs croak in chorus, their voices carrying across the night in playful echoes. In the distance, you catch the faint outline of a temple spire, rising above groves of banana trees, its surface shining wet in the moonlight. Every detail outside carries the mark of renewal. The monsoon may have passed, but its presence lingers in every glimmering surface, every swell of green. This is Bengal after the rains, fertile and full of promise, the land breathing with quiet life. By the late 19th century, the East Indian Railway had become the great artery of this region, connecting Calcutta to the far reaches of the subcontinent. It carried not only passengers, but also the grain, tea, and jute that sustained livelihoods across India. Tonight, though, for you, it carries only peace, the slow unwinding of body and mind in the embrace of the rails. The whistle sounds again, deep and sonorous, rolling out across the darkened fields. You watch as scattered huts appear along the trackside, their mud walls glistening damp, their thatched roofs dripping with silver beads of water. A family sits outside one home around a small fire, the smoke rising straight into the still air. The scene drifts past, leaving only its impression, fading quickly as the train presses onward. The motion continues, gentle yet certain, like the beating of a drum softened by distance. You let your breath follow it, in with the forward pull, out with the quiet release. With each cycle, your thoughts ease, your muscles loosen, and you feel yourself becoming lighter, steadier, calmer. The planes slide endlessly on, each scene fleeting, each moment giving way to the next, until all that remains is rhythm, motion, and peace. The train rolls deeper into the countryside, the steady chuff of the locomotive guiding you like a heartbeat into the heart of Bengal. The land outside your window glimmers with the after effects of the monsoon. Fields dark and fertile, rivers swollen and restless, and groves of trees shimmering as droplets fall one by one from their leaves. The scent of wet earth lingers even here inside the carriage, carried faintly through the vents with the cool night air. The motion of the wheels grows more confident as the train begins to cross wider stretches of land. From your seat, you see long lines of rice paddies stitched together like a patchwork quilt, their shallow waters reflecting the sky. Small figures work in the distance, guiding oxen through the wet earth, their bodies bent in practiced rhythm. A flock of cranes rises suddenly, their wings bright against the dark fields before they vanish into the mist. The rhythm of the rails steadies you, pulling your mind into a calm state of observation. You lean lightly against the padded window frame, watching the landscape unfold. Soon, the train approaches one of the great bridges built to carry this railway across Bengal's restless rivers. The iron span gleams with rainwater, its trusses silhouetted against the moonlit sky. The wheels thunder briefly on the hollow planks, their sound echoing across the water below before softening again as the far bank is reached. You sense the strength of the structure, a feat of engineering that brought distant provinces closer, that made such journeys possible. Inside the carriage, life continues at a slower pace. A steward pours fresh chai into small clay cups, the steam fragrant with ginger and milk. He moves quietly, offering the warm drink to passengers who smile gratefully. The air carries the sweetness of sugar and spice, blending with the faint tang of coal smoke drifting through an open window. Across the aisle, a merchant unrolls a parcel of fabric for his companion, colors catching the lamplight before he folds it carefully again. Every detail is small, gentle, and steady, each part of the journey a thread in the fabric of rest. Beyond the glass, another river appears, its waters wide and full, rushing with the last power of the rains. Small wooden boats drift at the edges, their sails tied, their hulls heavy with goods bound for market. The train presses across the iron bridge above them, your body rocking gently with the rhythm of the crossing. The echo of the wheels mixes with the cry of a distant night bird, then fades again into the steady click and sway of the rails. The land shifts as the miles pass. The flat paddies give way to scattered groves of sal and mango trees, their trunks darkened by rain, their leaves dripping in the cool night. Hills rise faintly in the distance, shadows soft beneath the stars. You watch mist climb slowly from the earth, wrapping the land in a pale veil, as though the plains themselves are drifting toward dreams. The historical weight of the journey rests lightly in your mind. The East Indian Railway, completed in stages through the mid-19th century, was the backbone of British India's transport. By 1898, it had grown into one of the most important lines, binding Calcutta to the coal-rich districts of Asansol and beyond. Tonight, though, this great artery of commerce feels like a lullaby, its steel and wood transformed into rhythm, its history softened into sleep. The whistle calls again, low and haunting, carrying across the misty fields. You breathe in deeply, letting the sound fill you, then release the air slowly, feeling your chest lighten. The rails continue to sing beneath you, endless and certain, and your body follows, looser, calmer, ready for rest. The journey flows on, carrying you not only across Bengal, but deeper into peace, deeper into stillness. The whistle drifts again, this time quieter, as the train begins its long, gentle approach toward Asansol. The rhythm of the wheels slows almost imperceptibly, each click spaced a little further apart, each sway softened into something closer to rocking. You sink more deeply into your velvet seat, the fabric warm against your back, your body almost weightless now as the journey eases. Outside your window, dusk has folded fully into night, yet the land still hums with life. Cicadas sing in steady chorus, their voices rising and falling like waves. Frogs croak from waterlogged fields, and the faint call of a night bird pierces the humid air. The earth itself seems to steam, releasing the day's last heat into the cooling night, a faint mist rising to veil the outlines of palms and mango groves. The train glides past scattered villages, each marked by a cluster of huts glowing faintly under oil lamps. Families gather outside, their figures blurred by smoke rising from small cooking fires. Children chase each other in the dark until voices call them home, and the sound of laughter fades into stillness. A temple bell rings in the distance, its single note echoing across the fields before vanishing into the night air. Inside the carriage, most travelers have surrendered to rest. The sisters, wrapped in bright shawls, sleep side by side, their heads leaning together. The scholar's papers are neatly folded, his spectacles resting on his chest as he breathes slowly. A merchant's bundle lies unopened now, his chin tilted gently toward his chest in slumber. The kerosene lamps burn low, their soft glow painting everything in amber and gold, making the entire carriage feel like a sanctuary. The wheels continue their song, slowing but never breaking, the sound blending now with your own steady breath. Each inhale comes gently, each exhale drifts away with the rhythm of the rails. The motion, the sounds, the warmth, all of it works together to draw you into quiet, to carry you further from thought, deeper into calm. Ahead, the faint lights of Asansol flicker against the horizon, promising arrival, yet the train does not rush. It eases its way forward, as though it, too, understands that the true journey tonight lies not in distance, but in rest. You close your eyes for a moment, letting the final sway of the carriage cradle you, the sounds of night and steel and steam blending into one continuous lullaby. The East Indian Railway glides into the heart of Bengal's night, and with it, you glide into stillness. As this gentle journey draws to its close, the motion of the train grows softer, each wheel turning with less urgency, each sound fading into the night. You feel the slowing rhythm settle into your body, a natural ease that tells you it is time to rest. Your breath matches this gentle pace, long and calm, in and out, steady and effortless. The world outside has quieted. The rains have passed, yet their gift remains fields rich with water, rivers full, and the land shimmering under the pale light of the moon. Mist lingers low over the earth, rising like a blanket across the plains, while the silhouettes of palms and distant hills fade into shadow. The sound of cicadas grows softer now, their song weaving into the lullaby of the rails, until both become one gentle rhythm in your mind. Inside the carriage, warmth surrounds you. The lamps burn low, their glow soft and golden, wrapping the polished wood and velvet seats in a gentle embrace. Each passenger breathes in time with the rocking of the train, their dreams already carried by the endless rails. You too are part of this rhythm now, your body fully surrendered, your thoughts floating free, light as the mist beyond the window. The train continues forward, but for you, there is no need to follow its course. You are already where you need to be, in stillness, in comfort, in rest. Every sound grows distant, every movement grows light, until only calm remains. And so, as the night deepens, you let go completely, carried by the memory of this post-monsoon glide, the rhythm of the East Indian Railway, and the timeless song of the rails. Sweet dreams and good night.